Cejudo versus Song just wrapped up, and that card was amazing. Obviously the main event was a little janky, and we'll get to that. But for now, we got to look at the card as a whole. This is probably the best card of the year so far. Every single fight on the prelims was a finish. Let's see. How many picks did I get right? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. I got 8 picks right. Not a bad night on picks. Honestly, for how many fights got taken off, it's not bad at all. The crowd was great. I like that it was an hour earlier, so I can go to bed a little sooner. I got a cold, so I apologize. But anywho, let's get into it. First fight of the night, Modestas Bukauskas versus Rafael Cucaria. Bukauskas trains with Tommy Aspinall. Cucaria trains with Jalen Almeida, two of the best heavyweights. And, Cucaria was landing some good 1-2s on Bukauskas, and I was a little worried that I was going to get that pick wrong, but I don't know where Bukauskas comes with I know I'm not saying his name right, but just cut me some slack. Anywho, out of nowhere, Bukauskas comes with a nuclear right hand, sends Cucaria down. That's all she wrote. Ruzaboyev, honestly, a beautiful performance. I can't believe it was only 5 significant strikes Eric Malkoniko landed. He was a debutant. I think it was short notice, or maybe Ruzaboyev was on short notice. Either way, round 1, not much of note. But then in round 2, Eric Malkoniko came out hot, and he got caught by the veteran Ruzaboyev. Ruzaboyev is huge for the weight class, by the way, but I mean that fight was pretty good. I think you got to give Ruzaboyev I think Ruzaboyev might be ready for a ranked fight at middleweight. Again, I thought Buckley fought him at welterweight, so I'm still a little confused about all that. Did he make welterweight at 6'5"? I don't know. I could have sworn it was a welterweight fight because Buckley was on that welterweight win streak. But anywho, Ruzaboyev is definitely going to be a problem at middleweight. He seems to have good grappling. Actually, Buckley kind of ragdolled him there, but he's got the Ev in his name, so he's kind of born with it. It'll come with time. But his striking as is pretty good. Austin Vennerford knocked out Nikolai Veterkinov. This dude just lost his UFC contract. Pretty dumb move. He ran up to Vanderford after the fight and shoved him. Did more damage after the fight than in the fight itself. So, it's just a dominant performance from Vanderford. Took him down and just pounded his head into the canvas. So, that's all there is to it. Probably the most entertaining part was the post-fight antics. Overall, Vanderford looked pretty good. And Nikolai Veterkinov is going to start having to fill out some job applications. So, he just lost his contract over something dumb. He probably could have got another fight, but he don't want to fight again. His choice, whatever. He's done. Ricky Simone, I called it. I said he was going to win. The overhand right. Sure enough, lights out. The Bostrom bro is down for the count. That was a brutal KO. And then he hit him with a flying hammer fist. So, I'm super excited to see Ricky Simone back in the win column. He's one of my favorite fighters. He's got the wrestling. He even used it a bit in this fight. And then he's just got some powerful hands. When he meshes those two together, it can make for a beautiful combination. Alright, I'm not going to lie. I didn't catch this one or the Feely fight because I was at a wrestling match. I picked Mansour. I knew he was going to win, so I'm not really surprised. I didn't really even need to watch this one. And then Andre Feely, disappointed. He was the one fighter on the card I kind of just picked out of feeling. I fuck with Andre Touchy-Feely, but, all good things come to an end. He's unk now. 24-12, not the best win-loss ratio. But Andre Feely, I think he's got to look on hanging it up soon. Or maybe just fight a can. A really low-ranked fighter. Get a win there. But, yeah, this was a rough out for Andre Feely. Kind of feel bad for him. Ian Cutelaba, Ibo, Aslan. I was picking Ibo. He was doing good. Obviously, you see right here, he had more significant strikes. Ian took him down a couple times. Ibo shot right up. Ibo was winning the better shots for the most part, but they were just swinging big overhands, just swinging for the absolute fences. After one of Ian's takedowns, it was an arm triangle, I believe. And I didn't think Evo was going to tap at first, but then sure enough. So, I got that pick wrong. I wear it on my chest, but it's a rare occurrence. Ebo really let me down here. I didn't think Ian really had anything left in the tank. He was kind of on a decline. I think he lost to Johnny Walker not too long ago, who can get knocked out by Augusto Winded anymore. Really entertaining fight, and some people said this should have been on the main card. Probably not the worst idea, but it was pretty cool having a prelim list that was full finishes. For the main card, Alonzo Menafield, Julius Walker, both these guys absolutely gassed out after the first round. First decision, I think Julius Walker won round 2, maybe. And then Menafield, round 3 was close. Round 1 was Menafield, I think. Just the more significant strikes. But, yeah, this is pretty concerning. If you're getting gassed out after a round and a half, I don't know how you expect to go 5 rounds with much more elite competition. Julius Walker, from what I was hearing, is a former basketball player. I don't really know what's up with Menafield, how he gassed out. I guess he was supposed to be on London. He fought a little early, but still, dude. I feel like I could. No, I can't. All right, but still. These dudes are professional athletes. This is their job. They need to be ready, and their gas tanks just weren't there. They must have been coming off the couch. Alonzo Menafield looked shredded. Apparently, all that muscle must have taken up all his oxygen. But these were two big boys. Julius Walker was pretty imposing. You could definitely tell he's a ball player. That's besides the point, though. This is concerning, though, that someone this new to MMA can make it this close and arguably beat a veteran. It's a very bad look for the higher weight classes. This would never, ever happen in lightweight and lower, or even like welterweight, possibly middleweight. But we always see ex-athletes coming in the heavier weight classes like Greg Hardy, Brock Lesnar. I guess he was a wrestler, but still, no training in combat other than wrestling and mixed martial arts. So it's a really bad look for the higher weight classes and the sport as a whole when dudes like this give such a good fight with such little experience. But obviously, there's the argument that all the people that are athletic and a larger size end up doing other more popular sports. You got your footballs, basketballs, even baseball. You've seen John Jones shoot a basketball. I don't even think he'd make a middle school JV team. So that's besides the point. Menafield, he didn't look good. It wasn't a pretty performance, but he got the win. I got that pick right, so good on him. And next we got Gene Silva. This dude is a entertainer. Whole fight taunts. He just has no glaze aura. He just has aura. I mean, this dude when he just seems like he's in control. I feel like watching him is like watching Taporia. Like it just feels like it's impossible for him to get hit or like hurt by a shot. I really, really wish we could see that Taporia fight. Oh my Lord. No pun intended. That would be a crazy fight. Gene Silva versus Ilia Topuria. Dude, that would be fireworks. His grappling's good too. Ilya wouldn't be able to do anything there. It'd be one of the greatest stand-up fights of all time. Please do not let Gene Silva fight Volk. Volk, please beat Diego, defend against Mavzar, and then please just peel out. Because I do not need to see you get chinned by Gene Silva. But dude, this man is a problem. He has insane power in his hands. Like it doesn't even make sense. And then he knocked down Bagdasarian and just started destroying his ribs. Like the ref didn't want to call it for whatever reason. It was a terrible stoppage. He was laying there on the ground, shelled up. It could have been stopped there, but ref insisted on Gene Silva killing him. So Gene Silva just went to town on his body. Probably broke a few ribs, bruised a few organs. But yeah, this dude's gonna be a problem. It's definitely time for a higher ranked opponent. He called out Bryce Mitchell. I think the last thing we need to do is give Bryce Mitchell more brain damage than he already has, but it would not go well for him. Next, we got Rob Font, turning back the clock. Another one of my correct picks. It was just veteran experience. You could see, like, his guard, his defense, just everything about his game. You could just tell he was a more experienced fighter in there. And then he still has the speed. He has a hell of a chin. Matsumutsu, he had a pretty good grappling game, but usually Rob Font was able to shoot right back up. And then in that third round, he just really did a number on Gene. I thought he was going to get the finish. But either way, Rob Font looked great. I don't think it was a split. I definitely think it was 29-28. I don't know what these judges were on. But dude, Rob Font, it's probably a good thing he didn't fight Cruz. I don't know though. Cruz probably could have used his wrestling. His chin's not what it used to be though. And Rob Font landed some pretty dang hard shots on Gene. I don't know how Gene didn't go down. He has an absolute granite chin. Yeah, Rob Font looks great. What's next for him? Again, he's up there in age. I think at this point you just gotta do fun fights. I mean, he's not gonna be beating Marab or Sean, Corey, Jan. So yeah, just keep giving him fun fights till he starts going on a toning run. Then after that, you just gotta cut him or hope he retires or goes to the GFL. Next, we got Brendan Allen versus Hernandez. Now, I picked Brendan Allen. I was thinking, it's a 3 rounder. Anthony Hernandez won't really be able to use his biggest weapon, which is his cardio, as effectively as he would in a 5 rounder. But I don't think really cardio had much to play into this. I just think Brendan Allen got outclassed, kind of. It was very close. They're pretty evenly matched on the feet, but Anthony Hernandez does have the better wrestling, which just that's what gave him the edge. But jiu-jitsu wise, they're like pretty split. And honestly, I think Brendan Allen was closer to finishes than Hernandez. So maybe it's Hernandez has the better wrestling. Allen has the better jiu-jitsu. Allen can't get out of his own way. There are numerous times where he landed a good shot or he's doing well on the feet. First round, he lands a beautiful head kick, and then he goes for the back, gets too high, gets dumped off, and he's getting beat there the rest of the round. And then we can look at round, was it 3? He hurt Hernandez bad. Hernandez was like touching his eye. And then Brendan Allen chose to go for a guillotine, which is at an elite level in MMA nowadays. Guillotines are one of the most ineffective submissions. I'd bet their success rate has to be one of the lowest of all of the submissions. Brendan Allen was close to getting a Kimura, multiple close calls for rear naked chokes, but Anthony Hernandez just had the better control. He was able to stay on top, land some good damage. I think Brendan Allen was closer to finishing the fight though, with those nasty elbows, and like I said, all those submission attempts he had, which it says he only has one. They must have like Michael Bisping keeping these stats or something, because no clue what they're seeing. Finally, we got the main event, Henry Cejudo versus Song Yadong. Personally, I thought after 3, it was 29-28 Song. It was very close, but I mean, you could tell Cejudo was slowing down. And I think if it would have continued, Song would have won. But here's the thing. I know a lot of people are going to complain about Henry Cejudo and say he was exaggerating, but dude, I don't know, dude, that eye poke was pretty bad. Like double eye poke, both of his eyes got severely compromised. It took the 5 minutes. Even then, he continued because he wanted to fight, just get to his corner. And yeah, he was just running around the whole rest of the third round. Got to his corner. It was a really, really weird, janky kind of situation. I've really never seen it before. I get what he's saying though. He was saying he wanted to have the third round complete so he could call the fight and go to the scorecards. But dude, eye pokes, they do have to start penalizing more. Like he should have taken a point away then and there. There's no excuse for that. A double eye poke is just crazy. And then he goes back and his hands are out again. They need points taken away. I'm done with all these freebie fouls where they let fighters get like 1 to 3 fouls off before they say anything. Fence grabs, nut shots, eye pokes. Like it's bullcrap. Um, just need to start calling these fouls, especially when they're this severe. Henry, he was landing some really good shots. Both these men have iron chins. It says Henry only went for 3 takedowns. I'd say he attempted a lot more. Again, I think they have Bisping keeping these stats. Song was very good at defending him, getting out of the way. It looked like Henry was trying to set up like a knee, have Song Yadong duck down. Henry would fire up the knee like he did against Cruz. But obviously that didn't work. And Song Yadong has a better chin than Cruz. So, overall the card was very good. But dude, I I really want to see Cejudo win. And you hate when a main event ends this way. And it feels like every time a fight does end this way, it's always a main event. Like the Covington Buckley one, bro. Covington was gaining traction in the fight. Everyone likes to look back at that fight with rose tinted glasses for Buckley. But the reality of it was Covington was winning the third round. Second round was close. He was starting to gain momentum, Buckley was tiring. I hate when fights are stopped in between rounds. I don't think anyone enjoys it. But yeah, just a pretty crappy end. They said they're gonna run it back. I don't know. I would say do Cejudo versus Cruz. That would have been the good fight to make, or Cruz versus Garbrandt. Cejudo versus Garbrandt. Now that's a good fight. But I guess Cejudo wants to get back in the mix. He's not gonna do any better against Marab now than he did in the first fight, and that's just because his age. Um, in the first fight, he won the first round, hurt him really bad. And then he gassed out because he had some pre existing injuries. But now, I don't think he'll ever be able to hurt Morale like that again. And then Umar, I think Umar is honestly the worst possible matchup for Cejudo. O'Malley would be terrible. Oh, that'd be a brutal matchup. O'Malley's defensive grappling has gotten so much better. And anytime Cejudo enters that range, he's walking right into that sniper of a hand that Sean O'Malley's got. So I think Cejudo's done. It'd be nice to see him go out on a win, though. The UFC is probably going to do this rematch, but personally, I think you should do Cejudo versus Garbrandt. That's my reaction to UFC Seattle. Overall, one of the best cards of the year so far. Pretty crappy ending, but thank you for watching. If you have anything to say, leave a comment. I respond to all the comments. And make sure you like and subscribe if you did, in fact, like it. I'll see you soon.